Everyone, it's a new week down here. It's gonna actually be the start of a new week down here. Hope you guys enjoyed the last video, because this new video is gonna be the same style. Today, Frederick's actually starting in on his first turbo project. Woo! Yeah. What did you say that you said about turbos earlier?
They're always so expensive.
So expensive. He says he pops the hood and goes,
"Yep, that's expensive.
Yep.
Close the hood.
Close the hood and carry on." But today, he gets to build one. So what he's gonna start with, let me back up a little bit. This is a junkyard EG basically. It's pretty nice overall though. Good interior, good bones, no rust. Body straight. Overall good boned car with some goodies. Right here's that LS VTEC. We got to do a few little things to get it up and running, but it's real close overall. Good solid engine. And then the turbo kit. This thing's gonna get sold. It's gonna be kind of a race, semi-race.
Race ready?
Race ready, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, ish. It's gonna have a hoop and door bars, and then turbo kit. So it's gonna be up to the new buyer to, you know, go through, put some really good suspension and new bushings and things like that on it. But we're gonna give him a solid bone car that they can go do burnouts in and really enjoy and, you know, hit that two-step limiter. We're gonna have exhaust coming up out of the hood on this one. You know, real race car tradition. Why do full exhaust when you can bring it out the hood? That's kind of where we're at on this. I'm still currently, in a sense, working on this Chevy. Really waiting for the customer to come down because I want to change a few things up. We spoke on some things, and I know he ain't gonna care that I want to do this. I just want to get the approval, have him put his eyes on how janky this is before I take it all out and then say, hey, this is why I want to put everything in, and he can't visually see why I want to get rid of what's here. I think that rear end itself is a good rear end, but everything that goes with that rear end just needs replaced. We did get ourselves some 2-ton stand jacks, so that's great. You guys seen that in the last video. And we're gonna be getting some drop spindles. I actually sourced those through Summit, and they were like $300 for the pair. I don't know why they weren't put on before, but they're definitely gonna be put on now. I think we can work with that 70s front end. It's just a C10, C20 style front end. So we can get a lot of good parts for that. It's already got disc brakes, so let's just keep rocking with what we already got on that thing. But I wanted to fill you guys in, let you see the excitement of Frederick's first turbo build. They're a little nerve-wracking at times, just kind of learning them out, you know? There's no guide to doing any of this. So you just really wing it, put it together. If you don't like it, well, change it. He's got it. So he's gonna dive into this. It's so nice having that plasma table now. Fire up the compressor, fire up the plasma, cut out what you need, keep on trucking. Hope you guys enjoy this week's video. Let's dive into some action. Whack it with a hammer. And just like that, Frederick went and cut all that out. And now the intercooler will mount right to this top side. Bam, bam, and it'll sit all in there. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Look good. Oh, hey, look. This thing's been in an accident before.
Yeah.
Old school. Back when insurance replaced things. Ooh. Hot damn, look at that.
Something like that.
Something like that. That'll work. Mark some holes, bolt some holes, mount it up right there. This thing's got an intercooler. Pretty easy. You just gotta use your brain sometimes and come up with some things. But that will look really good right there. That's some good old school stuff, man. They did that way back. That's crazy. Yep. That's where we're at on this one. I'm just grinding away. This stuff is gonna take forever to get off of here. And I don't want to leave it because I can't work over it. And it's just weld on weld on weld on weld on weld on weld on weld. Slowly but surely grinding all this stuff out. Let's dive back into grinding. Boom. Just like that. Balls off. I mean, intercooler's on. Yup. Frederick's kicking butt. That looks really nice, really clean. Intercooler's way too big for that car, but hey, that'll work. Look at that flush.
And bolted in.
And bolted. Look at that. Pretty solid.
Minus
pretty solid.
flimsiness of
We got little 2 tabs that we can still do on the backside of that.
bottom.
So, yep. There's the head.
bolt though, so.
Yeah. There's the headway on that, and I'm just over here
Yeah, it's a big ass.
making a mess. But I am making a little headway. My Hannah. Used the plasma, tried to plasma some more of that off of there. Cleaned that. Ugh. I got my respirator on, I'm doing things right. Respirator, face protection. We're all good up in here. I'm doing it the right way. I'm gonna dive back onto that, get it cleaned. I'm not sure which Frederick's gonna get into now. He's got a whole bunch left to do on this thing. We're caging it. All sorts of crazy things. Let's dive into it. Check it out. We're in the midst of working on the EG. And bam, this beautiful EK hatch comes in. Slicker than snot, let me tell you. Who did it better? EK, EG, or 8th gen? We got the 3 white duo here. Man, oh man, we love white cars around here. We're gonna be rolling the fenders on the rear here. We're gonna be changing out motor mounts. We're gonna be putting in an imported oil pump, water pump, timing belt. We're gonna be throwing an intake on it, a throttle body, fuel rail. Looks like new injectors, gaskets, oil sandwich, I assume. All sorts of good stuff in this box. The list goes on and on. We got more goodies down here. What's this one in here? That's our ported oil pump. Super stoked. This thing is clean. We got some royal purple 5W30 high performance full synthetic right there. Man, that is sweet car. Ethan hooked this thing up back in like 2015 with an ECU, so he's real familiar with the car. Now we're gonna get real familiar with it. B18C, the good one. Coil on plug conversion. We're gonna get rid of that ugly GSR intake. Fix this wacky mount. You guys see that? That's some good old school stuff there. Fix that up, roll these wheels. This thing's gonna be super rad. Super rad. Can't wait to get started on it. We're gonna finish a few things up inside, move some cars around, get this one in and get started. You know it's a good week when it's 3 o'clock on a Thursday and you shut down to go get a new toy of yours. Not really a toy, it's a new shop truck. That's what it is. Workhorse. The new Workhorse. Frederick finished out a good week. I'm gonna load in the car with him and we're gonna head to Bartlett. See what we get into there. Grab a few things, load up the new buggy, head back up here so I can keep working. Nothing like a little Dallas traffic on a Thursday. We're on our way down to go get this old new shop truck of ours. And I figured I'd just fill you guys in on a little Fort Worth traffic. Good little update for the old day here. It stinks, but when we live up here, it's just something we deal with. We're gonna stay on this road here for about another 2 hours and go get the truck. You guys are gonna be stoked to see this thing, aren't they? Alright, it needs a lot of love. It's been in the family for a while.
That's true.
It's got a B series.
It does.
So you can't be mad at that. It runs good.
It runs great.
I think it's disc brake all the way around, isn't it?
Brakes all the way around.
Disc brakes all the way around.
GSR cable tranny.
GSR cable trans.
Solid mounts.
Solid mounts.
Beach one.
Yeah. And I ain't even gonna lie, I only paid $900 for the thing, so.
I paid $500.
He paid $500 for it, so see, I'm getting a deal.
Like 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a good while. It started out as a D series.
Started out as a D series dual point.
Dual point.
Finally got it fired up and it went ka-taka-taka-taka-taka.
Trash.
So we pulled it out.
Had a B series. B20 runs good. Needs a lot of body love.
Great gas mileage.
Great gas mileage. So B series truck. What you guys think of that? Wait till it's gonna be awesome. Anyways, we're gonna sit here. Y'all enjoy this video. Check out that sunset, y'all. Woo, it's beautiful out here. Anyways, check out our new ride. Yep, that's it. That's the new truck. No, just kidding. This is the new truck. Yep, I'm serious. 91 Honda Civic hatch, chopped up into a truck, and we're gonna chop it up even more. I think I'm gonna take it off right here, bring it up. Yep, we're gonna chop it up some more, chop it here, make it even more truck style. Hell, we might even put a tailgate in it. I don't know yet. But we're gonna put a hitch on it. We're gonna tow some things around with it. We're gonna enjoy it. Aren't we, Caesar dog? Aren't we, Caesar? Yeah. Oh, so excited. So excited for the camera. Yep. Anyways, we gotta get a battery put in this thing, get it started, check some fluids, and then hit the road. So we're gonna dive into that and see if this thing makes it 2.5 hours back home.
No problems.
No problems, Frederick says. We're gonna take this engine here, slap it in the back, and then we're grabbing a GSR LS, which trans?
B16.
A B16 trans, putting in the back, and that's gonna go in Frederick's daily. This thing's got a B series, like I said, the good old healthy B20. It's a little chilly, I got the shivers. It'll make it home.
Oh, it'll make it.
We're gonna dive into this thing, guys. I'll catch you on the road. And just like that, truck status. We got an engine in our bed, y'all. Heck yeah, that'll ride. That'll ride. It's down on a tire, can't go nowhere.
Yeah, we can even put that tranny right here.
Sure. We're gonna go load a transmission up real quick and hit the road. See you guys at the gas station. Got ourselves a full tank of gas there. Just hit our first gas station stop. Engine is doing mighty fine. Give it a couple more clicks. There it is. That thing will ride. And we have got the transmission sitting passenger seat. This little ride isn't all too bad. License plate light works. All the lights on it work. I think this is gonna be a good little shop truck. You guys just wait to see. I'm super excited. It's getting kind of late, so I'm gonna hit the road and head for home. It's currently 8:15 and I got a 2-hour drive home. So let's get it. Safety first. Look at that stock little EF on the inside, truck on the back side. Yeah, we got a lot of changes to do, a lot of things to make happen, but I'm super excited to have this. We can finally have a vehicle we don't care about, throw things in, mob around, and we got a screaming deal on this thing. Let's hit that interstate.
Of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath. I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said.
She may not be the prettiest to look at, but by golly, she runs good. And it works as a truck. We're gonna get to chopping this thing up tomorrow and turn it more into a truck. B20 runs amazing. Just drove it 2.5 hours. No issues at all. I love that little thing. Shout out to my boy Mahoney for selling it to me. We'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning. This thing looks even better today than it did yesterday. You know why? Because it's got more stuff in it. Looks more like a truck today. Anyways, we're just getting going. We're gonna swing by somewhere, grab some breakfast, and then hit the shop. Today my plan is to get this section cut out and tube bent So then we'll have an open area there. And then we're gonna chop these down back to the doors. And then we're gonna tube all that in, all the way across, down, back over, match it in there. And then we're gonna get a rack put on the back top of this. You guys stay tuned, it's gonna be rad. Let's get to the shop. Man, this thing's just a champ. It goes everywhere, drives good, runs good. Let's see what Donnie thinks of it. Oh, man, VIP status. Look at this beast, baby.
Does it do Bernie's?
Oh, it does Bernie's. We're doing rolly Bernie's in it out there.
Yeah. Look at all the stuff.
Bernie's, baby. All the stuff, and we're just getting started.
Yeah, 'cause you're gonna tear off this.
Just getting started. We're tearing off all sorts of
Or you're gonna
stuff.
tear off the C pillar and go behind the B, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and then chopping it down. Flush with the tail lights.
She's actually not that bad inside.
No, dude. Other than Lyle's mess. Frederick, love you, man. But why'd you have to pour oil all over the floor? There's oil all over the floor in that thing, to the point where it dripped out last night, made a big old puddle in it, and I came out this morning and said, oh, it wasn't this.
I seem to remember a certain video where you found out you could take a car to the quarter wash.
Oh, we ain't gonna take the quarter wash. It's right there.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, too easy. That's a good smelling rubber right there, let me tell you. Anyways, Hatchotruck made it. Oh, both tires spin? Dang, son! This has got a good tranny in it, let me tell you. We're really gonna go racing in it now. Man, you should have seen her face the whole way to work this morning, Norman.
Not happy?
She don't like it. I love it. Anyways, it made it. I'm gonna get all this stuff out of it and take you guys along for the journey of it. I'm waiting for the cable to come in on this, waiting for the customer to come down on this, waiting for Frederick to get started on this next week. You need that open. It's nice out there. And then we got this guy. Choppy, 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 choppy. Enough jibber jabber, unload all this. Let's dive into some fun. All right, we're out on a mission, and I just went to Core-Mark again. We went and picked up some sheet metal, and we got some square tubing, so I can start building the back half of this thing. It's gonna be super cool. I'm taking you guys along with me. I gotta go to the welding store now and get some welding gas, and then I'm gonna head back to the shop. I'm gonna start cutting this thing up. I'm gonna get all the back half built on it, then I'm gonna focus on the roof rack. So enough jibber jabber on this. Let's see what it's like to turn a hatch into a truck. We're stopped in traffic due to this being a turn only lane, and everybody over there trying to merge last minute. Even though we've been going this speed for miles now, because people don't understand that this is a merge lane or a turn right lane that's been a turn right lane for a long time. Look at this truck right up here. Look at him trying to get in over here. Last minute, look at this other car trying to merge in. What is wrong with these people? I'm telling you, it's been going on for months like this. So frustrating. Read the big green signs, people. They tell you where you gotta go. I'm telling ya. You guys have a good Friday, because I'm having a good Friday. Picked up a bunch of supplies in the old Hatchotruck. I'm loving this thing. Let's get back to the shop.
What are you gonna
follow me around with the camera?
What are you gonna film? This guy, look at this. He really wants. He wants it so bad. He doesn't like not having his hand all the time. It's like a pacifier.
It's like a pacifier. Go ahead, you ready?
Do you feel weird in not having it?
No, I'm good. You ready?
No, I don't know what you want.
Oh, right. Oh, look, it's been on the whole time. See? See how crazy these freaking people are? Yeah, see, it's recording. You see the little button? See this guy? Do you feel weird? For 30 seconds now. Man, this guy over here. See how it is? See how it is around here? I'm trying to get things done, and everybody just thinks it's all fun and games, I'm telling you, on Fridays. Anyways, as you guys can see, I made it back to the shop. It's pretty obvious, ain't it? Uh-huh. we're going to get this panel off, take this hatch off, and then I'm gonna shoo these guys away so I can do some cutting and some mocking ups through there. And then we're gonna see how this really pans out. I hope it looks better than what it is now. No promises, but we're gonna see.
You set the bar real low there, bud.
I did.
It can literally only go up from here. Can it really get any worse?
It could. It could. It could get worse. Hey, it looks.
Mahoney's gonna see us talking shit about his Hatchotruck.
Oh, he already knows that I talk mad about the Hatchotruck. So does Frederick. Anyways, let's dive into this thing and see what we can get done. And just like that, I've created a big old mess in the shop, but we got that all cut off of here. Now I got to clean up these pillars, put my piece of square tubing right there. That'll actually work good because then it'll mate up to this edge. Then we're gonna square tube down this. I'm gonna cut this lip. I'll probably cut this lip some. We're gonna cut this back to where it's straight. Might come down a little bit. I might bob this a little bit. We might come down towards the tail light, come across. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll figure that out. Then I'll start cutting all the inner webbing. I gotta figure out a way to get either this over to the plasma or the plasma over to this. That'll make cutting all that real quick, easy, nice straight line. But for now, I'm gonna see how far I gotta go to get this guy out. They might have put that in there pretty good. And if they did, I might just leave it welded to it. But that's how you cut things up and get the job done. Don't be scared to demolish things, people. It's pretty easy. Now you just gotta put it all back together. That's the hard part. Let's get this thing looking like a truck. Now that I've made a total mess, I'm gonna make a little bit bigger one. I think I've got my measurements where I want them. It's about 2 centimeters up off that. That's about close to an inch. That'll make this square tubing fit perfect right up along the top of that tail light. I believe. I could be completely wrong. We'll find out once I cut it. We're gonna cut this all the way down. Cut it up. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna leave. I guess I should measure that out real quick. Probably 1 inch all the way up to make it nice and straight to match that one. We'll figure out what that gap is, make that there. Do that on the other side. We're gonna make that cut. Then that's where all the square tubing is gonna lay in. We'll have to build some braces because right now this is actually all the structure. And it goes to this, which has this piece right here. And that's where all the structure is coming from out of this. So we'll actually just zip that and then get rid of all that. Build out our own structure for that. It's gonna work. I have faith in it. The other thing I could do, these are a little uglier than I expected from that curving, but I could cut this down a little bit through here, build this back up with with sheet metal, and make it a little better, but I don't think that's gonna win. I don't think that's gonna do it. So we're gonna lop this all off and see where it gets us. By golly, that is a cut up hatch, let me tell you. So that's gonna look pretty slick if you ask me. I think I'm gonna like it. This is all gonna be framed in back here, and that's gonna be a flatbed all the way across. I don't know, let's step back a little bit. Yep, that's a flatbed Hatchotruck. I think I like the looks of it so far. I think that thing's gonna look pretty dang rad. Little box on the back. That thing's gonna work perfect. Let me tell you, we got the front end jacked up so it's kind of sitting level. That's what it's gonna look like. I really like it. Let's clean a bunch of this stuff out. Then I'm gonna come, cut the back some, cut that down, cut that. Finish my cuts, I'm gonna cut through the pillars, weld my square tubing into them. That's gonna really reinforce all that up. Like that. Clean this little piece up to here, cut it back, lay our square tubing right to the face of that. Square tubing down, it'll probably even weld right back to this mount here. Help put some structure back into there. I'm gonna have to put a little curve in that square tubing. That's gonna be a little tough, but we'll get it. Bring it right back into the back here. Trim that down, cut it across. You guys get the idea. Let's dive back into some work and see if we can't make this thing one rad little pickup truck. All right, y'all, I moved. We cleaned it out and I got this piece cut. I'm pretty happy with it. This bend's a little severe, but as I go down and weld it in, I'm actually going to bring this back. We'll bring it back into this corner, and then we'll find an angle, cut it off, match one up to it, weld it, and continue that over to here, down, over, all that good stuff. So let's jump into a time lapse and see if we can't make something out of this. All right, y'all, I'm gonna let that burn some of that Bondo off the roof, make it nice and soft and easy for me to get off there versus having to grind it off there. It'll just pop right off there. I'm making some headway. I've got a rear hoop kind of started on this thing, kind of follows the tail lights, cleaning it up a little bit. I've got this kind of tacked in place. I think I'm gonna use it for now. I'm a poor man on a budget. I'm running my own shop here, just trying to make it. I got this car for a screaming deal. So I'm just trying to make it a little better, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna reuse the hatch. I don't really like it, but it will definitely work for now. What I'm gonna do is take and put the side panel back on here, and then I'm actually gonna fill this in with a nice piece of metal, come into the back side of it here. Make it all seamless, look good. I might even put a couple dimple dies in it, and then throw a piece of plexiglass behind that. I think that'd be kind of neat, something a little different. I got some dimple dies, I'd like to play around with them. And then I'm gonna continue just to tack all this in. Once it's all tacked, I'll grind it down. Same with the back, same with that side. And then as far as the bottom goes on this, it'll actually work pretty good if I go from here straight down to the floor. That's pretty close. It's gonna be in a little bit, so I'll have to build a little bit of a pocket here in this corner, something like that. And then we will take and just cut that piece off all the way across, and then go straight down to the floor there also. I don't know. I think that'll work. And then I definitely just have to get the roof rack built for this. I kind of think what I'd like to do is cage it. At least do a hoop, right? And then do a door bar, or do a upper door bar here. Don't do a door bar down here, but just do the upper part down into the dash. I don't know what it's called. I don't build cages for a living. I'm getting into it, I'm learning. But main rear hoop, these ones here, and then we could tie the roof cage into it. We could go here, here, build a roof rack. I don't know. I think it would all be kind of neat. It's all gonna come with time as I get money. This is just step one, so I could clean it up, make it look a little better while we drive it around, put Roachworx' name on it, and kind of enjoy it. Let's dive back into this thing. Kind of slowed down on the filming on it. I'm just trying to really get into it. I got a million different ideas on my mind, but with the limited dollars, you gotta work with what you got and try to make the best of it. So, here's to making the Hatchotruck just a little bit better. Version 2, version 3, version 4, we'll just keep at it with this thing. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I've been busy, haven't picked up the camera. My mind started going crazy, wasn't quite sure what I wanted. Well, this is what I come up with. We got these little runners tacked in here. I'm pretty happy with them. We got the roof all kitty haired. Pretty happy with it. Had Donnie go pick me up some DOM, so thanks to April for letting us use her buggy. Right now I'm gonna start bending this guy up to go around here. I'm gonna tie it into this stuff. That's 3/16. It's pretty dang thick. It's not the correct way I would say to do it, but it'll work. What I think I'm gonna do is weld it to this, and then I'm gonna take and put a big old plate over the top of it, reinforce these in. I'm just trying to hold weight. I'm not trying to build a protective cage. If I decide to do that, I'll build it on the inside of it, then it'll protect us. This is just to hold some material, all that kind of stuff. And let me tell you, with those welds and that all welded up like that, it ain't gonna go nowhere. That's solid. So what I'm getting at is I'm gonna build this rack. It's gonna go around the front, tie into the A pillars here. I'm gonna probably get rid of that antenna, weld it right into this guy because they're pretty stout, right into the front here, have it come up, rack. Let's see how this goes. I'm not trying to bore you guys with the Hatchotruck too much. We got a whole lot going on this week. Had this customer come down today. We confirmed a lot of things, went through a lot of things. We're doing drop spindles in the front, 4-link in the back. It's gonna be rad. So you will get to see that this week. You'll get to see a little EK work, all sorts of good stuff. I'm gonna dive into this. Let's see if we can bend some tube here on our tube bender. First time. Butch helped me the last time. I'm solo this time. Let's see. Man, y'all hear that? Them welds are still a sizzling. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm about finished up. Look at those welds, though. Pretty dang happy. There's a few boogers here and there. Y'all can beat me up. Yep. I welded that. Not too shabby, I tell ya. I'm pretty stoked on this thing. You guys want to see it? There it is. Hatchotruck. It's now got a rack. I know it's got a little V in it, and that kind of looks a little funky. But I had to do it to make all my pillars the way I wanted them. I'm really happy with it. Everything's pretty centered. This is my first go at it. We could technically haul some materials if we wanted to right now. We could put them across the top, but I'm gonna do a little bit more. I'm gonna continue these, I think, across, and then we'll put a basket maybe on it. I don't know. My mind's going a million miles a minute. I've got so much stuff to do and so much, but this at least is a great start and lets us be able to haul some things around. I can put material in the back. I can put things on the roof rack. This thing's rad. Catch you guys tomorrow. We're back. It's Monday. We love Mondays around here. We got Lyle on the EK. I'm over here on the old heavy Chevy, trying to get it apart. And I was gonna start with the most likely thing, which is the drive line here, just kind of get it out of my way because I'm dropping the rear end on this one. And I had to call Frederick over because I thought I was a little bit crazy, but I'm definitely not. There's supposed to be a slip. They call it slip yoke basically in the back of this transmission here, and it allows the drive line to go in and out, I don't know, call it an inch or two, whatever the travel is on the vehicle. 3. And this one is so bound, even with the pry bar, I can't get this guy to move. You should just be able to grab this by hand, slide it forward, pull it out, slide it out the back, have transmission fluid leak all over, and have a drive line out. This one won't, ow, that was loud. That one won't come out that way. So I am going to loosen the U-bolts for the rear end, get rid of the shocks and stuff, and try to slide that back just a hair, see if that'll come loose. If not, we'll drop the front bolts to it, let that swing back out of our way, then drop these other ones, set it on the ground, and go from there. That's kind of where we're at. Frederick's working on this all pretty clean. EK, GSR, all sorts of stuff getting done with it. We'll fill you in along the way. Let's jump into a time lapse. See what kind of shenanigans we can get into on this Monday. What you think, Frederick?
I think that we're gonna have a lot of fun.
A lot of fun?
Except for that driveway.
Yeah, not a lot of
Bottomed
fun.
out.
Bottomed out. It's not gonna have much fun. Hi, you guys get the joke? Over your head? Nope. Did you get it? Comment below. All right, time lapse. All right, y'all. So Frederick's in the midst of this. Literally, as I turned the camera off, we pulled the intake off. He fought with it a little bit. There's a lot of misery going on right in here for him. But we're getting it. We're gonna clean up the wiring, maybe a skosh, not a whole lot, just a skosh.
Just enough.
Just enough to make it look real clean on that new Skunk 2 intake manifold. But while he was doing that, we got Lance's EP3 in. We're going to be changing the shifter out. I'm sure he's not the only one that can't stand that shifter no more. So we're changing it. What's your reasoning on changing it? Let's put him on the spot. He's standing around, so let's get him.
Just I've tested the hybrid shifters and there's not really any aftermarket support for the EP3, so I figured, you know, I've sat in a bunch of RSXs and I like the way they feel when it shifts. So I was like, why not, you know? And I had the opportunity to work with y'all, so
There it is.
get it done.
There it is. So like he said, the RSX, I could agree with him. I've had a couple RSXs in and they do feel really good. We daily drive an 8th gen and it feels great. So we're gonna be putting that style in it. He went with the K-Tune style shifter there. That's gonna work great. We're gonna fully weld in a base. Huh? For now. Hey, they work. We're gonna fully weld in the base, but he's still gonna have the shifter removable, and then we're gonna reuse a set of shift cables that Donovan had when he did his swap. So that'll work out real good. Right now, I'm just gonna get in, start getting the shifter out, getting it all out of my way, and then we will start building the mount. I'm actually gonna get some measurements, have Donovan cut that out on the table, make my life really easy, and hopefully this goes as planned. So let's dive into all that.
Frederick's been hard at work, y'all.
These new Skunk 2
Manifolds are pretty slick also. The new ports go in from the backside with an O-ring and get all pushed in. Them are a real tight fit. Yeah. Oh, that's a block off.
Yeah, there's a block off, depending on where your Deucicus is at.
Pretty neat. Pretty neat.
So that's the Skunk 2. The thing's rad. I've got the cables out of this one. I've got the box pulled out of it. Got a lot of stuff done there. Donovan's working on getting a box made up for that shifter. So in the meantime, I went ahead and dropped this gas tank. Had to drop the tank in order to get to the bed bolts. I believe I'm gonna pull the bed off this thing, depending on how bad everything fights me, because these running boards are all tied in. So, could be dealing with a bunch of broken bolts, a bunch of rusty bolts. No harm, no foul there. We'll get them all knocked out. And then I'm gonna drop this rear end down, get it on the cart, get it out of my way so we can get that yoke loose, and then I will start grinding all of the stuff off this rear end, grinding everything off the chassis, getting it all cleaned up. Then we can start mock up on this new 4-link. And the wheels actually need to go back in the wheel wells. That works out perfect because we need a little bit more slip in that drive line also. So by moving this rear end back inch, we'll at least gain an inch or so in the front of that slip yoke. Any's better than none, I can tell you that much. So when you guys build these, make sure that you got a little bit of play there so that it can travel back and forth as you hit bumps. I bet that thing was just beating the piss out of the back of the transmission. My goodness. Anyways, let's dive into this. Let's see how that EK goes. Let's see how this EP3 goes. And let's wrap today up. And I can't forget, the wife's up here going crazy on the shirts. We got a ton of shirts in. So we're getting these. We got some teal tank tops. We got some black tank tops. We got the black with the white. Ooh, those look really good. super stoked doing some of these in-house. You guys can still get on www.roachworx.com and pick up all your merch there, or swing in and get some of this stuff made by us. Loving it. We're doing a little bit of everything in-house, so all of our people that don't want to order online can just pick it up while they're here at the shop. It's like a plastic.
Yeah, plastic as hell.
Yeah. We just need to get us a 3D printer.
Yeah.
And we can start making some gaskets. That'd be pretty slick too. Pretty slick. All right, and just like that, the rear end is out of the truck. Me and Frederick got the leaf springs off so we can assess all the damage. These booger welds gotta go. Oh, these booger welds gotta get cut off and grind down. That's gotta get cut off and grind down. We're changing out these brake lines because they're just a mess. They're all rusty. Had to cut that one there because it didn't want to come free. We'll grind off all that there as well. And then we will work on maybe doing some 4-link mock-up. I might have to get rid of these hoops on this guy as well. But no harm, no foul. Let's dive into cleaning this thing up. And Frederick's about ready to throw this beautiful intake on. Figuring out all the small stuff. It's got a IAC delete plate deal. This is kind of a different deal. That just goes into the back of the intake and just is atmosphere venting. And then these get plugged. So kind of a neat deal. Delete the IAC, turn it off in your computer. Good thing he's got that version 4 Honda in there. Super rad. Gonna get the brackets made up, get the throttle body slapped on, and put this thing in the car. That's gonna be a huge improvement to this engine bay. Gonna look real nice in there. Anyways, let's grind some things, do some things, and I think the wife is smearing some white now. Look at that, we got green shirts and we got white shirts. Yeah. How's it going?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Is Donnie working on the design?
Yeah.
The computer wizard. Trying to get it figured out so we can cut some plate so we can make the shift box for this guy. Waiting for the plate to get cut, and then I'll clean it up, take some sound deadening off, put it down in there, weld it up. We're gonna weld the box to the floor, and then everything else will bolt to the box. Customer approved it, so that's what we're gonna go with. We could bolt it to the floor, but then you'd have to sandwich the bottom side of it to make it strong enough that it didn't pull through the floor eventually. So I think welding it to the floor, strongest way we got.
Yep. He about due for a motor mount there too.
So here I am working on this EP3, and old Frederick comes and gives me a gift. Wait till y'all see this. So this is the driver's side mount off of this old car here. We're doing timing belt tensioner, water pump, all that good stuff. Here, we'll show you the new one, because it looks good. Oh,
That's what it's
man.
supposed to look like.
Hot diggity dog, something like that. But hold on, you guys want to see something better? Check this out. Boom! That's winning. That not so much.
Is winning more.
Winning more, right? Yeah. This'll do the job.
It'll work.
Get you some bolts and
Castle
a
nuts,
brass.
16 nuts.
Yeah. So you're in a jam out in the field, I guess.
Grab every nut you can find off the tractor.
Yeah, golly, huh, man? Well, this is getting deleted, and the good mount's going on.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, we seen it in the car, and Frederick is like, did you really look at it? Oh yeah, I looked at it. I did not see those big old nuts, and yeah. Wow. The 3-post is still good though, I think. I think 3-post is still good, so that's a bonus. We don't need the factory mount anyways.
Hey, just think, if we ever have something with a 1-inch castle nut.
1-inch castle, exactly.
Like a John Deere tractor tie rod in, huh?
Yeah, that one will work.
Yeah, that'll work.
That'll work. I'm making some headway on this rear end. That thing was about as messy as that mount sitting over there. So we've got a lot of good ones in here. And then we played around with the table today. I'm working on that shifter box over there. So we went ahead and bam! Built this bad boy up. Even cut out Roachworx in it. Heck yeah, super rad. So I'm letting that dry, and then I'm gonna take and get it put in here. Right now, I am currently getting all the sound deadening up off the floor where I need to put that down. Because if you guys don't know, that stuff just burns. And you can't stick anything to it, obviously. So I'm in here peeling all this up right around this area so I can get my plate to fit down in there. And then I think I'm gonna hammer this guy down flat right there so my plate fits really good. It'll fit nice up against that. I have to do a little trimming up on that tunnel, and this thing will snug right up in there, tighten down. So I'm gonna get that in here, get this new shifter done, and hopefully everything goes well. All right, well, it's back on the ground. It doesn't look like I've done much, but it does have the shifter box in here now. So Donnie and I played around with the cutting table today. We got this box made. It is 1/4 inch plate, so I can promise you it will not bend, break, do anything like that. 1/4 inch thick. And then we bolted everything down the way it should be. So there's 2 bolts underneath this top plate that hold the bottom plate on. And then this bolt and this Allen right here actually hold the top plate down along with these 4. So we just need one more Allen to look like that one. Put it in here, and then that'll all be flush. The top still does remove off of it. We've got the shifters in there. Had to do a little grinding, but that's pretty buttery. And I really kind of like how close it is to the steering wheel yet. It's like almost if it was in the stock position, but not quite. So I really like that. Hopefully Lance gets to enjoy it, because I think I would. Yeah, we actually got Lance down here. He was hanging out while I knocked this all out for him. I'm gonna leave the mess for him to clean up. But other than that, he's good to go. The e-brake clears. It still goes down. We cleaned up the sound deadening and put that in there. The cables are through. He's gonna get like some acuity bushings put on these guys, and then they should be good to go. I think everything else is the way it should be. I think he's ready to go rock and roll. Do you want me to put those covers back in, or are you gonna leave them out? Okay. Cool. We appreciate it. I think that's gonna work really well. All right, Frederick's about wrapped up on this one too. Got coils back in it. All the timing's changed. You can't tell because the cover's on, but it does have a blue belt. New mount, look at that. That's all good there. We just got to get a thread cert tomorrow for that one. We'll put that in. Intake's on. Everything's buttoned up, looking good. I guess we're gonna go home. It's been like over a 12-hour day, right? Almost 13-hour day. Hey. We're almost 13 hours into the work day. We'll be like 14 by the time I get out of here. Can't beat it. Y'all stay classy. We'll catch you in the morning. Woo, finally. It's bright and early. And this cable's here for this thing. The speedometer cable is finally here. We've waited ages, it feels like, but it's only been a week. I don't even think quite a week. Right around a week. Frederick's tearing this dash apart. Getting that, oh, he's already cruising right along. It's right on the back side. It's like the old EF Hondas where it just kind of clips in the back. But these are a plastic housing with a plastic insert. That guy right there is plastic. So no wonder they go bad. This side's metal, goes down to the trans. It doesn't really look too bad. It's kind of a short cable. Pops out right there. Goes down. Real nice and simple. Hopefully, cross our fingers. Get that knocked out. And I'm over here on the EK. I'm gonna pop these rear wheels off and roll these fenders. So I am just praying that whoever painted this car did a really good job. Put a little flex additive in it, hopefully, maybe. They've got a big old run right here. And unfortunately, you know what that run is? That's a single stage paint run. This is single stage white on this car. Yeah. Probably gonna crack. I'm just gonna call it now. I'm gonna do a real nice, easy roll. Oh, hell. I might just give the guy his money back and not even roll these. They're gonna crack on me, I know they are. All right, well, I'm gonna attempt these. Hell, we'll see what happens. Attempt these so they don't keep rubbing, because he does have to drive this thing home. And go from there. Our day's gonna be a fun one around here. It's Tuesday. We're gonna get the Miata knocked out. We're gonna get this thing knocked out. Maybe the Integra coming down. And then old Frederick and I need to make some serious, hopefully, headway on that old truck back there. We'll see. Let's dive into things. Ready, jump rope. Oh, no, just kidding.
It's too short.
Too short, not a jump rope.
Maybe
You
I'm
got
too
it.
tall. Never been tall enough.
No?
Hold that. Spin.
Yeah?
Spinny spin.
Yeah, now will yours spin?
Huh. Okay. Whatever. Might be in the actual cluster.
It might be in the cluster, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe. We're gonna replace it anyways, because
Got
that's
a
the
new one.
most common problem is the cable. And if that don't fix it, well, they got a new cable in it, at least, nonetheless, and we will figure out the problem from there. Frederick, 1 to 10, how bad was it getting it out?
I'll give it a 6.
6.
6. It wasn't terrible, but placements were
He said there was a few clips back here.
right back behind that fucking thing right there, that little open doohickeys
Right down there. Yep.
Yeah, that's a metal tab that has to unbend.
Yep.
Everything else is just threading it.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Get it up. Get it
Everything
up.
down there was easy.
Get it where you can work on it. And make your life easy.
Look at this rear end though. Woo, she's clean.
I'm over here rolling these fenders. Getting the good old roll.
It's slow but steady. I'm just getting a little bit here.
Inching my way across there, getting a nice roll on it. Donnie's up there on the phone just working away. And the wife, well, she's finishing up them t-shirts for y'all. Let me oh look, he's finishing up his work. Oh. He's What you think, Donnie?
What do I think about what?
The day.
The day's good so far.
Day's good so far?
Yeah. We get the speedo cable done in the auto.
Frederick's working on it right meow.
Yeah.
Did you watch our video?
I did watch our video. Did you watch our video?
I did watch our video. Did you guys watch the other video?
Watch the video?
Did the people watching the video watch the video? They better have watched that video because it was a good one. I caught Donnie off guard so fast the other day. Boom, it was great. And we caught him, what'd you call it, dear? When Donnie was hooting and hollering when he came in after we got the lift.
I was excited for you.
He was a little excited. We were all excited. Yeah.
The shirts are coming out really good.
Yeah, they're rad, aren't they? Ooh! Pick your wife up a shirt. Or pick up your husband a shirt that likes teal tank tops. Or your girlfriend.
Just don't tell your wife.
Just don't tell your wife. It'll get you in trouble. Let's roll this stuff. I did the best I could on these guys. It's not a single stage. It is actually a base clear. The wheels rubbed a little bit on the edge, so I started rolling. I did chip just a little bit of paint on the edges. I was where I was going to, but I rolled kind of what I needed. I didn't really roll into the front of these because the wheel didn't really seem to be hitting here. It started, well, you can kind of really see. I mean, there's no paint taken off there. It really started kind of back in here, but I rolled that a good little bit. I didn't roll it a ton. Frederick's making noise, but I didn't roll it a ton due to the simple fact I didn't want to crack out the paint on this edge here. I did heat it with the heat gun and all that good stuff. And you guys know I can get pretty Western with the roll and make it work, but I just do not trust this paint. I'm gonna be 100% honest. It kind of scares me. Factory paint, oh, I'll give it the beans. Aftermarket paint, I'm very precautious with. So I'll talk with the customer when he comes down. If it's still rubbing real bad and he doesn't really care about the quarters as the aspect of that I might chip the paint on him, I'll
roll them till they clear. We've got a lot of lip. I mean, kind of hard to tell, but there's still a lot of lip here. I did roll the edge. You can feel, I mean, I got probably 1/8 of an inch rolled up. So at least it's not flat now. On this passenger side, you could actually see, well, you can't now because I rolled it, but right in here, it had actually grabbed the wheel, bit it, and pulled it down. You guys know how that goes when you put a big wheel on and you get driving and you hit a bump and you hear a terrible noise and then you look and it's just like pulled the quarter out. That's the start of this one. But I got it all rolled back up pretty good. I rolled it all the way from here back. It started to chip pretty good on this back corner, and there are just runs all through here, which makes me think the clear coat's super thick there, and I don't know what kind of clear coat it is, and if it's super thick, it has a tendency to crack. It doesn't really want to flex a whole lot when you get it super, super thick. Taking precaution. We'll talk with the customer, see what he wants to do. Frederick's wrapping this cable up on this one. It's back down on the ground too. We just have to put fluids in this, nuts and bolts check it, put our eyes on everything, make sure it's good, take it for its test drive. Hopefully everything's the way it ought to be. Maybe set the TPS. Did you already set TPS? Nope. So set TPS, little things like that. Get this one back to the customer. So that should be 2 leaving today, hopefully. The Miata and the EK. Whew. Then we get to go hit the junkyard for a wiring harness. I think if it's still there, hopefully nobody's cut it up. We found a good candidate at one point in time. Even if they did cut that one, there's gonna be plenty of candidates out there. Harness for that one and this one. I'm actually going to probably come down with it, get rid of some of the front end stuff, have Frederick and I mock up the headers on it, and then kind of go from there on this one. It's kind of a punky week around here. We got a whole lot of little stuff buttoning up the odds and ends from last week and then starting on new projects coming in. But I really need to knock Nacho out. He don't know it and you don't know it, but this truck's got to be done by Easter. That's only like another week, maybe a little over a week. So we're gonna dive in, get some things knocked out, and see what else this video brings to y'all. Take 7.
Take 17.
Alright, so Frederick even called that like off camera yesterday. I think he said that he thought they might be backwards. Same color wires, everything's the same there. Oh right, spliced up wires, yeah.
Here's the green, red, black stones.
Sounds pretty good. Oh, okay. We're gonna let this thing warm up, move it, bring the Miata in, figure out what's going on with it. Wrap both these up, get them out of here. And just like that, we're cleaning up one mess to create another one. We've got this very clean coupe in. It's a EK coupe with a D series yet. Kind of like seeing that. Can't ever go wrong with the good old D series. Pretty clean little setup. We're chasing an electrical issue. It starts and dies, starts and dies. Frederick and I have seen that million times. And it's never the exact same thing, but sometimes they're all relatively close. Yep, so we've already got a good idea. I mean, it could be completely wrong from where we're at, but we got a good idea of a few things it could be. We're gonna dive into those, try to get this knocked out for this guy and really get him back on the road. Donnie's gonna be tinkering with his hatch today, changing out some coil plugs. By the sounds of it, he just fired that thing up too. Nope, that's the Ford actually leaving, so that's kind of funny. We've got the hatch out here. That thing's running real nice. We're gonna let it get up to temperature and get it back to the customer. Do some timing sets on the Miata, get that one back to the customer, and dive into this coupe. We love it, love it, love it. NSX is coming. I know you guys are all just staring at that beautiful big old thing in the background. It's coming real soon, real soon. I've made some little bit of progress actually on the 4-link today. I dropped the truck down some and started eyeballing some measurements and seeing what I can work. This Alden's 4-link I think will work okay. I'm gonna have to go get a little bit of square tubing to put in there, but we're gonna make it work. Let's dive into these cars, get them finished, get them out of here, wrap up this week. Woo! Y'all know I like the old hand vacuum trick, right?
She should be dying, but she ain't. She's still running.
So that means we got an intake leak somewhere. That's only half our issue, but it does have an intake leak. Man, it's looking good out here. Almost like we need a bigger parking lot. We're taking up the whole block. EK is officially done, son. We're putting the finish stamp on this one. We had a lot of fun doing that one. Actually, Frederick had a lot of fun, I think, doing that one. Skunk 2 intake manifold. Really cool design. It's like different than all the other ones that I've seen. So really cool, fun stuff there. We rolled the fenders in the back, new timing belt, water pump, tensioner, all that good stuff there. New oil pan gasket, no leaks, comes up to temperature. I just drove it around. Everything seems real good with it. So now we're on to finishing. Now we're on to buttoning up this Miata. It's giving us little things. We're getting real close on it. Every time we think we're about wrapped up, we got just one little other thing that pops up on it. So we're gonna get that knocked out, hopefully get it out of our hair. Then we'll get this EK wrapped up. So then hopefully Frederick and I can get on this truck. But we also got to make it out to the junkyard. So who's to say? Anyways, let's dive back into some fun and see what we get done. Bear with us, got the fans on. That's an old broken brittle TP map sensor O-ring. We're getting some leaks coming from the intake, and I think we've narrowed it down to this one. Frederick had actually a good suspicion that it wasn't even there, but it's there and just broken, brittle. Oh yeah, and the car came in and this TPS is sitting right here. That's a TPS, but we've got this map sensor that's broken, separated in two there. Kind of hard, but you can kind of push it back together. We're hoping that these two guys, a lot of the problem here, that would be great. We've got other things to work on, but I think this should fix a lot of the running issue. We got to plug one of the holes in the throttle body. That's a given. Some throttle bodies have 2 holes, some have 1 hole. This one's got the 2 holes, and it just makes it idle really, really, really high. You plug that, it idles right down. If you guys watched the wagon video from when I did the right-hand drive wagon, I kind of explained that. The thing was revving at like 3,000 RPM. Plug that hole, idles perfect. Surprise! Other than that, we're just gonna really try to get this thing running before we adjust things. So like the timing, it's advanced all the way on the cam gear. This is a B13 bottom end, or excuse me, D13 bottom end with a Y8 head on it. So it's just kind of a whole lot of weird stuff going on, a good mixture. The gentleman we got the car in from said on the research he did, it called for 4 degrees of cam angle. What we're thinking is get it out of the distributor. I think set this back to 0 and adjust the distributor out to where our 4 degrees would be. And I think that'll really clean up the run on this car. It's got injectors in it, it's got a cam, it's got pistons, it's got all sorts of good stuff, I guess, on the internals. So I could see why he was trying to advance that timing if it called for it, but I don't think it's really calling for it on the cam itself. I think it's calling to advance it through the distributor. We're gonna put a test light on this thing, possibly get it fired up, just to see where we're at on timing. See if it's close, if it's really far off. Just kind of put our eyes on it and confirm that it is what the gentleman said. I think after we do all of that, I'm not really sure where we're gonna head. I guess I'll call him, kind of let him know what we've got going, let him know the car's running. I mean, we've got it to where it runs, it idles. Might be able to take it around the block. Maybe we'll try that and see what that does. Oh, the mystery pile. Golly, just keeps
some parts.
Just keeps on. Yeah.
Washers. It's all extra.
All extras.
All going.
Going for a ride. So we're gonna figure out a few more things on this. Maybe fire it up, see what else goes on with it, and kind of go from there. It's not sounding bad. Not sounding bad at all. Frederick and I went through, did a bunch of little things on it. Not bad, not bad. I'm gonna let it get up to temperature, check over a few things, take it out, rip it around the block. If it sounds good, we're gonna call this guy to come pick this one up. A little bit easier, this is a knowledge one. You gotta kind of see these issues to kind of know what's going on with the issues. That's kind of where Frederick was and I are at it. Can't really say we quote unquote fixed anything, It was just a matter of us going through, touching a few things, looking at a few things, plugging a few things, getting this thing to run right. It had that bad O-ring, it had a bad map sensor. It was cracked, it was probably not good. So we did a map sensor, we plugged a hole. Donnie agrees.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's a ripper. I don't think there's anything really wrong with this one. Sounds pretty dang good. Let's go take it for a rip and see what we get. Yo, check out this new exhaust mod Donnie came up with, y'all. Woo, look at that. Exhaust mod.
That's an easy 10 horses.
Dang straight, listen to this thing purr. Man, oh man. Donnie's looking out for our safety. Thanks, bud. I love this guy, looking out for our safety. Don't gotta walk around like this all the time. And it sounds pretty dang good too. I think this car's fixed, everyone. Super, super happy with how it's idling. We're making sure it don't overheat. I'm gonna rip the bejesus out of it, send it home. Check that fine contraption out, y'all. We got the Hatchotruck with the dolly and the monkey. Oh, no, we're just monkey testing it. That's all it is. We're gonna go pick a customer's car up. We slapped this 1 hour, welded that baby up to go get this car. The dolly's actually sitting pretty okay overall on it. We're gonna go get this thing. We'll make some revamps in the future, but it's gonna work. Frederick thinks we're gonna get pulled over on our way back. I think we're gonna make it there and back. What do you think? We're gonna make it there and back?
Make it there and back.
Let's see what Donnie thinks. Hey Donnie!
What?
When are we getting pulled over? On our way there, on our way back, or not at all?
On your way back, we have a bunch of stuff in there.
You think we're getting pulled over on our way back?
Because I think, like, as it is, they won't really say anything. But when you have a bunch of stuff strapped to it.
In a
and-
car?
Yeah, and it's like a danger to other people, then they'll say something.
But it shouldn't be a danger, right?
It's a danger.
No danger.
It's a danger.
Nah. I've seen them fellers that take them cars down to Mexico that tow like 3 or 4 flat. Now them folks are a danger, all right?
You got the Mustang pulling for cars.
So we're like, aren't we before that? So we're not quite a danger. We might be a hazard to the road, but we're not a danger to the road. Let's go with that.
It's riding pretty low. Rochelle said that the
Riding low?
tongue is low.
No, it's perfect. Especially once you put the car on the back. Then it'll raise the tongue a little bit even more. Yeah. Perfect. Good thing we're pulling with the front, yeah. Donnie thinks we're getting pulled over on the way back. You think we're getting pulled over on the way back.
I figure
And we're both.
there's more of a chance on the way back because it looks a hell of a lot sketchier.
That's me. But in my defense, like I just told Donnie, them fellers take them cars down to Mexico all the time, and they got like the Mustang pulling the Suburban, hauling the bus. Yeah. So like, we might be okay. We're gonna squeeze under the radar. We got our license plate. We got our lights. Theirs look worse sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Let's see what kind of looks we can get. We made it here. We're gonna go get this car now. I love this ghetto little thing. Super ghetto little hatch. It's not even a hatch, it's a truck. There she is. I think that'll work. Let's throw you guys into a time lapse and get this car loaded. And just like that, she's loaded. We gotta get a little air in this tire. I knew I should have brought the dang pump and I didn't. But, gotta get a little air in the tire. Look at the Hatchotruck, it ain't even squatting. It's good to go. We got a long drive back to the shop. It's about an hour. We're gonna hit the road, see how this goes. She don't even skip a beat, y'all. Through this light?
Yeah, through this light.
Not even
this light.
This light.
This light.
We're turning at this light. Yeah, not even skipping a beat. This old Hatchotruck is just working.
Chris Urban Drift.
Oh, you can ignore him too.
Okay.
Sorry, Chris, didn't mean to ignore you. I'm just focusing. We're busy. Frederick even is digging it. We're coming up with some ideas to get this tongue weight a little bit better. She likes to push the butt around a little bit on this old Hatchotruck. But we get her going straight again. It's okay.
Definitely got some bugs.
Definitely got some bugs. I made Frederick slap this on within an hour, okay? Like this was literally slap it on. I have to go pick up this car, and guess what? We got the car. It's right there. And it does have a hole in the block. That is confirmed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for this train, and then we got the green light. We're 3 miles from the shop. I'll catch you guys back there. Ding, 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 winner, 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 winner. Look at this, it made it back. We drove 40, well, it was like 20 miles, 40 minutes through Dallas traffic with this contraption, and it did it no problem at all. We got some adjustments to make. There's no tongue weight on this thing when there's a car, so it really pushes the rear of this thing around. But hey, that's okay. That's okay. We can make adjustments. This was on the fly, but we made it back, everyone. We're gonna unload this thing. Frederick and I are heading to the junkyard. Yeah. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've actually got the Hatchotruck in here right now, getting ready to change that tongue weight up, and that coupe is in here, awaiting a few parts, head gasket, I believe, mainly, and then it is going to be getting finished up. Let's just say that. We haven't even started it yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Make sure to check in next week for the finishing of the truck, this Hatchotruck, NSX, all the good stuff. Catch you guys next week. Like, subscribe, share, and stay classy, everyone.